What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of The Devil All the Time, the newest Netflix original movie that's directed by Antonio Campos. Before we begin, hey, if you like my channel, cool, hit that subscribe button for Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. Hey, if you like this video, cool, hit that like button, as well as commenting below on any video that you watch, including this one. So The Devil All the Time is a very complex movie. It's a movie that doesn't follow any one particular character for a huge amount of time. But the characters that are in this movie have a lot of connections with the other characters in this movie. So particular people are related to other particular people, so on and so forth. So it's a very loosely knit type of structure of story, which is very fascinating. It reminds me similarly of like something like Pulp Fiction, where not everything is cohesive, but you kind of get the structure of what's going on, and then there's a narrator in this movie that kind of helps the story along. But out of all the characters, the one that we mostly focus on is the Tom Holland, Arvin Russell character, who, as a kid, had a father who was played by Bill Skarsgård and a mother who was played by Haley Bennett. And the stuff he witnesses, the stuff he has to deal with, really scars him later on, and because of the sins of the father and what Bill Skarsgård does in this movie, it really affects who Tom Holland's character eventually becomes, because Tom Holland, Arvin Russell character, is very similar to his father. And on top of that, he has a sister, a stepsister, who's played by Eliza Scanlen. And just to see Tom Holland play in this movie and how he interacts with the world around him is really fascinating, because like him with Spider-Man, this is stuff that we never used to see him doing. He's a very dark-natured character. He's a very uncomfortable character. He's a character that has true, I think, light ability, but he gives off a very dark persona with how he acts in the movie. And you can't blame him. You know, there's characters, like I said, you know, with the Bill Skarsgård character and how that affects him. There's Henry Melling, who plays a priest, and he's married to, Wasikowska, and there's that whole situation there. He's like a guy who's truly deep into his religion, and Henry Melling's an interesting actor who's kind of like Robert Pattinson, kind of coming into his own as an actor to look forward to seeing in movies because of how much he really does. And I think this is like his third Netflix movie, so it's really fascinating to see him in stuff like this. And then Robert Pattinson plays a preacher who's a very sleazy preacher that has involvement with the Eliza Scanlen character. And to watch Tom Holland's character kind of how he forms throughout this movie, how he has to deal with the scenarios in play, how his eventual conclusion to this whole entire story is really truly fascinating. And that's why this movie, as hard and difficult as it is a really fascinating movie. With that said, though, this movie is so violent and so disturbing and so depressing that you really have to go in this movie with a true mindset that you might come out of it with some really uncomfortable feelings because of what is happening. I mean, there's a lot of death in this movie. Jason Clarke pops up in this movie as a serial killer, and it's just like, it is so downtrodden and depressing that it can be truly hard to watch. And Antonio Campos, who directed Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, who actually had Elizabeth Olsen as like a creator-finding performance, really knows how to get into your skin. He knows how to delve into like the deep darkness of your soul, and it really portrays something truly fascinating and unique. And watching him work with a much bigger cast, a much more flexible cast, you know, Sebastian comes in this movie as a corrupt cop. It really shows the level of nature of people who are willing to work with him and people that understand the script. Because there are points in this movie when the narrator is talking when you really kind of get the gist that there's something truly uncomfortable and unnerving and disturbing about the whole entire story. And I just really kind of love that. I really feel that this movie just kind of works just in a very, you know, delving deep into the darkness of the human being, that when the horrifying acts that play out in this movie happen, you really get a sense of just the unease of the ability to portray what is on the screen. So I really did enjoy this movie. I'm not saying it's a good time at the theater because it has a lot of just dark and depressing situations, but everybody in this movie is fantastic. Everybody's on their A game, even if they have small parts. You know, Mia Goth and stuff like that, they have very bit parts in this movie. Even Robert Pattinson doesn't have a lot to do in this movie. Like I've said before, people like Tom Holland, people like Robert Pattinson, and, you know, Mia Wasikowska, and all these actors, they just have a really good sense on their shoulders of what they like and pick and choose. And it just really shows that Antonio Campos, who wrote the script for this movie, has a good head on his shoulders and really truly knows how to delve into the deepness of the human being. So the movie, in a nutshell, is really good. Just don't go in expecting a good time because you are going to come out really depressed. So if those movies tend to bother you, I wouldn't recommend watching it. But if you really want to get a very deep existential style movie, I think this movie could be for you. So it really is a movie that does a lot for, it's 2 hours and 18-minute running time. And like I said, it's on Netflix now, so you can definitely check it out. But overall, yeah, I liked it. It's a really decent, entertaining movie. So, but yeah. There you go. That's my take on The Devil All the Time. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched this movie or have seen it before, let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? All that good stuff. But otherwise, if you like my channel, of course, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next. Hey, if you like this video, cool. Hit that like button. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.